fucking. Alright, make sure everything is copacetic. Check my live right now. Get these working properly. Oh, it is. Alright, good. So I really wanted to just make this video. Like, I need to like get stuff off my chest, and it's been so long that I've made like live YouTube videos. That's just my personal life. That's all I'm focusing on. It's not about my work life or whatever. Just I put this on the. Yeah, so I'm just putting this out there. Oh, I need to put the actual link to it. All right, give me 1 second. All right, I think that should be good. Okay. So first off, I want to say is I've been like dating people for this like last 10 years, right? So it's just been kind of like this up and down kind of like lifestyle. And it's been really hard. It's been really hard. It's been really hard coming back from all this, realizing all the faults, all the things I've kind of done better, right? You know, just like what could I've done to get to this point, you know? To kind of better myself. And I've bettered myself in many ways. I ain't gonna lie. But there's also a lot of things that I've kind of taken to the wayside, you know. Things I took for granted. You know, if it's from finances to maybe not communicating and vocalizing like what I want, you know, what manifest I need in my life. And my biggest drawbacks are just like the people I surrounded myself with, you know, and seeing these like, you know, singles groups and stuff, and what they say, you know, it's a lot of ha ha kind of things, but some of it is real. Like I didn't experience these things till later, or at least acknowledge them as something I should recognize, you know. Um, Man, I need to blow my nose. Give me 1 second. Okay. So the biggest thing for me is one, I didn't stick to my convictions, right? I didn't stick to the things that made me who I am, right? And I forgot who that was. You know, I used to sell computers and do electronic. I did e-commerce for so long, right? I did that forever, right? But then I gave it all up for love. That's basically what happened. I gave it all up for love. I gave up everything for love. And in the end, I'm by myself, right? Which is really sad, but I don't want people to be sad for me. You know what I mean? Because I created this. I'm the one that ultimately made these decisions. So I can't blame anybody. But at the same time, the people that I thought they were the ones that loved me back really didn't have love for themselves, right? They didn't have enough love for themselves, let alone love for me to stick around when things were not going well, right? When I was complacent, when I wasn't right in the head. And these are not the things they need to, you know, not necessarily advocate for. Like, I don't want to just babysit others and say they, you know, didn't have to acknowledge my, you know, mind state. You know, my mind state was like, I was complacent. I was, I guess, happy, but not, you know, I was lost. And I found plateaus. The things I speak about, right? The things I tell others to manifest, I was becoming the problem, right? And that's the issue is like, I'm contextualizing my life and where I'm at. Like, I had all this money or whatever. None of it mattered, right? None of it mattered. None of it, like, without that money, those people aren't around anymore. And it really shows what kind of people are not around anymore. I don't know, it was because I didn't have whatever, this and that, like because I need to spend more time, or because I was fighting my own battles internally. My partner was too at the same time. Like, I don't know the right answer. All I know now is I'm left with two houses, payments. I have no job. I have my crypto money. I'm just being transparent as possible. I don't have a shit ton of money, but I have enough money to keep going for a while, right? But does that make me internally happy? That does not at all. Like, it does not. Like, this is not what I thought my life would be. And the thing is, I didn't even think about that part. I don't think about like what my life is going to be. That's just not. Like, some people might think about that, like career wise, like, oh, 10 years out, they're going to school. That's because they have a set like school curriculum they have to surpass to get to what they want to do, right? But when they get to what they're doing, how long does that last? Do they do that their whole life? They have the conviction to keep doing that forever, 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 right? Is it working for someone else? Is it running your own business, your career path, right? For me, it was just like creating wealth, right? That's what made me happy. It wasn't the fact I was getting so much money. I loved making money. But it was the fact I was making money. And it was on my own. I could spend days where I could just chill. I can go out and don't feel guilty that I'm not making money. I'm not paying bills. And now in my mind, I'm contextualizing how much money do I have to pay every day to afford two homes, right? I have to not only pay the taxes, I have to pay for homeowners insurance, the mortgage, and then find renters because the renters previously have left, not intending to even rent it out because they're going to be purchased from me, but because the people decided to not go through that route, I have to decide to find renters, right? Or I lose a house, right? That's the reality. And so I have all these responsibilities, and I had all these people around. Nobody's around, right? The only people that want to be around is my actual blood family, right? It's not about money, right? They have their own money. My sister not necessarily has her own money, but she has her own time. She has her own place. She doesn't need me, but I offered that for her to come here. So it's like now I'm extending that to allow her to come live with me, which I am happy. I'm happy that's a possibility because in the end, that's what I really wanted. I want a family, right? It's like the ultimate goal. Like having family is important to me. Not necessarily having children. Like, I love children. I would love to have a child. It would change my life. I would dedicate and focus my life on that child. Like, it was the best, like a relationship, That's a relationship with my kid. It's not romantic. It's a kid, you know what I mean? It's different, but the kid is my focus, right? So whatever I get involved with, I'm dedicated, but I'm so complacent on where I'm at in life, right? That's the reality. Do I go do this career still where I get paid okay money? Not exactly how much I need to demand more money now because I'm feeling like my time is being wasted to help someone else's success, which is beneficial for me because I am an early investor. I receive benefits from the outcome of this venture, right? So that's the thing is I could take a step back. I don't have to be part of the project, but then I feel like it's my baby and need a part of it. Like I kind of come full circle 2 years later as an investor. Now I'm like seasoned in the industry in the Web3 blockchain space. But is this something I really want specifically for somebody else? For me, it's not my journey, right? It's not the calling that I want. It's not. I'm just being honest. Like I meant to do more than this. And it's not that. I like making my own money, my own time. I've done that for so long. And it's becoming stripped away from me because I was complacent. I had this money from crypto and I was just hanging out for years, I wasn't doing anything. I felt retired. I felt what retired could be, but it was fucking horrible. Like honestly, like I didn't sell computers, I didn't sell things. I just sold my crypto and lived a pretty decent life for the last 2-3 years. But before that, like, yeah, I was successful already. Like, I didn't need to be in crypto to be successful. On the West Coast, I had everything I want. all the amenities, the lifestyle. I can go out, I can stay home, I can sell computers. I had like a family kind of. I mean, not to say that they were going to be there forever, but like that was the case. Now going forward, I want my own family. I want my own real family, soul family, people that actually add value to my life, not become a hindrance. This fucking hindrance lifestyle of having these people are becoming, what's it called? Liabilities. They're becoming They were liabilities, right? It costs so much money to have these people around, right? We want to go out, we want to do things, buy this, buy that. I was living with them, I helped them out on shit, I was paying them, rent, all that, rent, whatever. But like, then after that, like helping them with their lawn and fence and all this shit, just shit I should have just put my foot down, right? But because I, in the name of family, was helping others, right? Once that money dried up, where was my family? They're backstabbers. They're telling me I'm this and that. I'm all this and that. Like, what happened in the 4 or 5 years before that, right? The 3, 4 years, the years before that, before there was no money involved, besides me just showing up and hanging out. Does none of that matter? And that to me is just like, it got to people's heads, right? I had this money and then I didn't have it. I can't pay people to be a salary that work for me anymore because I'm like, I need to focus on my shit, right? I don't need to put up all this capital to have people around. They really want to help me. Help me out. Help me out. Like, it's not about money. To me, it's not about money. It's just making sure that people are they're good with what they have so they can focus on helping me, right? If they're paid, they can pay for their bills and all that shit. We can focus on building things and all this and that. If it was my actual family, they would help me, right? They would actually just help me. That's the ultimate goal. Is like, I want people to help me. It's not like I need everybody to like babysit me. And I don't even need the help, to be honest. It's just having the right people around. And it's really shown the type of people that were around were not the right people for me, right? There are a lot of energy zappers, the soul crushers. They're soul crushed. Their fucking lives are not happy. All this complacency in their life, their complaints, their manifestations, their mental health, it's all broken. Not to say it is completely, but I don't know the full scope, but I know enough to know that this is not the people I need around, right? I'm not mentioning any names. Somebody hears this, take offense to it, that's up to you, right? But the reality is, I can't have that anymore. I can't. My energy and my time, my finances have been absorbed so much from others. And it's still happening from one individual person. I'm not just saying, but isn't, you know what I mean? Like, there's still a little bit of, I feel like a little bit of manipulation in some sense where it's like, oh, this and that. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's like the last piece of my life is being held up. It's either physical stuff, little things like this thing needs to be fixed or whatever, X, Y, and Z. And then I can go and focus on myself, back to myself. What everybody's forgot who was the person that was building that foundation for is the one that was, was manning the ship, I was piloting the plane. I was going to space to the rocket ship. I would tell people, I'm like, I'm going on a rocket ship. You're coming with me or not? You know what I mean? Let me just turn this down because that way I can talk louder. But the problem is that I haven't been able to just do me. It's been like everything, even the dogs. Having 4 dogs. I know I'm out here just ranting, but this is something I need to get off my chest. I don't feel like I complain enough because I don't want to complain. And when I complain, it's an issue, right? For a lot of people. Not necessarily a lot of people, people in my circle, not like my family or anything. Because they have so many complaints about their lives and everything, this and that, all this and that. And the problem is like, I can't complain. And the reality, I can't really complain ultimately. But like all these little things have added up because of other people. Like that stack of mail over here, 90% of that's not even my mail. I get more mail for other people than me because I don't have that much shit, man. I have my bank statements or whatever, water bill, stupid little shit, you know what I mean? And that's it. Most of it is paperless. I paid online, But the shit adds up. And not a lot of people think about like what my needs are because they're all they're thinking about is what their needs are, right? And I'm a giver, man. I love to give. The problem is I'm giving too much and I'm also giving it to the wrong people. I'm giving it to people that don't appreciate it. They were originally takers. They were treated as being takers. They will always be takers. That's the type of people they are. In their circle, unless they need them because of their friendships or whatever connections they need, they will be real to them. That's it. To me, no. There's never one point where I felt like I was connecting to these people. Like I felt that deep connection. Never one time I felt that. Never. Never, never. And there's like a point where I feel like in my head where I'm like connecting. I feel that like it's like a tingling in my brain where it's like I don't know. I get this feeling. It's like almost nostalgic. It's almost comforting. It's like a home feeling. That home feeling. Not everybody gets that feeling. I don't expect them to. But when I do, or if I feel like that like glimpse, the glimpse of sparkle I see in people, that's what I'm like a moth to a light. Those are the people I gravitate towards. Very few of them exist in the circle of people outside of my Web3 people, you know? Those people are like they're up there. Business people have a different mindset. They don't need to do all that shit. They have their own money. They don't need to cut you corner. Maybe they might cut corners in different ways, and maybe they did in the past, but I don't know them like that, right? They only show me. And the one person, this girl, completely different person I've ever met. She was like the limelight of like the night, the whole day. Like me and her just chopped it up, right? Best buds out the gate. As soon as we had that conversation, best buds. She dedicated her time to spending with me that whole day. I was like, wow. I felt very special and privileged. Not only that, but we were just bouncing off each other. Things I say, she had a response to. Back and forth, back and forth. There's such discourse between both of us. I was like, this is amazing. I want to hang out with her all the time. I don't have that feeling with anybody. Like maybe one person before they're not around anymore, and maybe another person, but like I don't have that with anybody. I don't have that like back and forth. It's just there's always some dead silence. There's always something that we can't talk about because there's just a lack of knowledge, the lack of worldly understanding or something. You know, like I'm not a completely educated person, but I'm educated to know about a little bit of everything, right? I'd say the jack of all trades. I understand shit. I watched TV for a long time, played video games for a long time. I got into this blockchain space. I understand about finances. I understand about, spirituality. I understand about like manifestation. I understand about zodiac. Zodiac signs and like astrological. I know a little bit about religion too. Like I understand like the story of Lilith and all this and like behind the scenes, like not just straight up like Adam and Eve. And the thing is like I don't get to talk about these things. I don't talk about them because I don't know who's who, what's what. My mind's way over here. I've been way beyond the box that everyone's created and put themselves into. I'm now taking all those things. Now I'm being put into a box, not because of everybody else, because of me. I'm putting myself in the box, and I'm becoming complacent. I'm becoming bored. I'm becoming depressed. I'm becoming tired. I'm taking naps all the time. Like, I'm not myself, man. It's not who I am. I don't want to just take naps all day because I'm sad. I'm trying to escape my life. I want to fucking enjoy my summer. And the people just, they're not going to buy the house. That puts pressure on me, right? Now I have to find renters, right? I have to find the right renters, too. It's like, there's that aspect. And then, like, my sister's moving in. I have to make sure my house is clean. And, there's just a lot of little things that are just, like, adding up. And it's not anyone's specific fault. I should have made a better plan, right? I should have made a way better plan. Had all this money put to the side so my houses, in this case, have renters. I can have it 2-3 months. I can go figure out my life. I can go figure out who I am. I can go party forever. I can sleep in the woods. I can travel wherever the fuck I want. My sister's gonna be here. My dog's gonna be washed. I can go across the world. These are things I've been wanting to do. The dogs hold me back. The houses, the money, my mental state. I can just up and leave, yes. But then on the back of my head, I'm like, I'm not accomplishing shit, right? I'm not accomplishing cleaning my house or renting out the other house to other people because I don't have the money to back it, right? I do to an extent, but like, how long does that last? You know, how long am I gonna go spend for two houses and that, and this and that, travel and all that? It's gonna catch up. That's the reality, and that's where I'm at. Like, do I just go the path of, okay, I work for work for the project, I work for them or whatever, create my own project at some point, and then on the side sell electronics and do what I want to do. That's the plan. It's like these people are traveling and all that. I could do that. That's kind of what I'm going to do anyways, right? But I need to break this mindset I have where I'm like, I'm stuck. I feel so fucking stuck. I understand how people are being depressed. I didn't really have this my whole life, right? I didn't. I didn't have this. I mean, maybe to an extent, because, yeah, maybe to an extent. And I had down days. I'm like that. But like, now it's really catching up, right? I'm like, the food I eat, the exercise I need, the time I need to be outside. I want to play with my dogs, but then I also want to get away from my dogs, like for more than 3 or 4 days without having to think about someone else taking care of them. That's the problem, is that there's just so many liabilities. And where I'm at in life, I shouldn't have these problems. I was making, 6 figures for fucking ever. I mean, at least five, or I'd say four. I'd say at least three. I'd say about 3 or 4. I'd say 3. 3 years of my career, I was making 6 figures, right? And it was going up and up, right? It was very successful. It wasn't until my idea of love, and the people around me, and their ability to control their fucking head, and they can't. They can't control their fucking head. And that's what happened. Literally, that moment changed everything because I spent all this money traveling. I spent all my Ethereum early on, at $400. What the $5,000. I spent a lot of crypto to maintain my life before crypto went really, really parabolic, right? 2021. So a lot of those things could have been completely evaded, completely avoided, completely unnecessary, because that person who was conflicted on my way of showing love, which we never had that conversation. They never sat me down like, why is this? They never asked. They expected me to be the one to communicate to them about how they feel, right? Doesn't make sense. So that to me is just like, it really fucked up the path in the direction I was going, because I had to switch up, right? I had to go do this, spend all this money here. I had to buy a trailer. I had to live there, live at this people's house, and my nephew was there. My nephew had all these problems, all this and that. Then I buy a house. Nephew fucks up again. He's gone. The girls back and forth. We're having issues. The whole year after that, it's all fucked off. Then she leaves, right? So all this happens, right, in my mind. I'm trying to focus on the bigger prize, right? Because all my money that was over there is not coming in. I don't have another way to make money outside just crypto. So I need to figure out what I need to do. Work for somebody, get my foot in the door, whatever. And I did that, right? Because I live in Idaho now. In Idaho, there's no marketplace like it, billions of dollars in infrastructure, economics, in comparison to millions, maybe a low billions, right? Out here. Out there, it's hundreds of billions, I would think, right? Bill Gates lives there. Amazon headquarters, Microsoft headquarters, IBM, like Coinstar, like CoinMe. There's big people out there, and I left it all for love, right? I left it all because somebody that didn't understand my way of showing them love wasn't the way they understood and didn't communicate that to me. All they did is get upset at me and say they want to leave. And in the end, they left anyways. 2 years later, they leave anyways. Like, literally, October 2020, 2022, they left October. So it's like, it's nothing I did wrong. In my eyes, I did not do anything wrong. Maybe communication was the best at that moment for me, but that wasn't my fault to communicate that. I literally said, I'm doing this because I love you. I want to invest in what you're wanting to do, right? I want to invest in something that you're interested in, right? That's how I felt. That's how I feel with anybody that's with me, right? You don't have to go get a job. If you want to get a job, go get it. I've always advocated that. I've never said don't get a job. I don't know where this don't get a job mindset was told to me. It was told to me that. And I'm like, no, I'm saying is that I'd rather you not have a job so you can focus on your career, right? That's what I wanted for anybody with me. I've said this for years. I know this is exactly because this is how I feel. This is exactly what I said. How I feel about them having a career. Career to me is elevating yourself, giving yourself the time, the energy, the infrastructure for yourself, right? That's important. I understand that. I did it myself for very, 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 very long time. Since I was a little kid, I did my own thing. It wasn't until, you know, late teens that I got a job, right? And then when I was like 20, yeah, I think it was like the mid 20 or something like that, at 20 years old. By 21, I did my own thing. At 20, before 20, it was like in my 20, as soon as I turned 20, my whole life changed. You know, I was focusing on like the bigger picture, right? What am I going to do with my life? And it wasn't like somebody's like, hey, you need to do this. It was like literally slapped in my face. I had nowhere to live. I was at the end of my ropes. Someone did take me in. I was living at their house and I had a computer. The problem was I never had a computer in front of me for a long time. That's why if I had all the energy I put into years after, I would actually notice that Bitcoin had the valuation of what I was resonated with because I was so focused on making more money. I wasn't focused on Bitcoin. Even though it crossed my desk many times. I still didn't do it, right? And so when I got to Washington State, all I did was focus on making money because that's all I need. I was homeless. I had every reason to do better. I went from nothing to something, right? I had a chance. Someone gave me an option. Obviously, I don't like this guy, but he got me a ticket, gave me a chance. I had nothing left, right? Nothing. And I started my career building computers, fixing them, people's, selling my own, whatever I could do to make money in the computer industry. And I did it. I did it. And I kept doing it. I was flipping my computers more and more every day. I still took the time to party and had a good time, right? I had that balance. I had that work-life balance. At evening, I would be partying, have a good time, all the time, every day for years, right? And then at about 24, 25, I started settling down, right? I started figuring out, I'm getting a little lonely. Maybe there's a girl that I might look for, right? Might be a girl in my life. And that's when I started dating, right? About 25. And up until, about 28, I started having like real girlfriends, right? Like a real girlfriend, I felt like. Even though she was young, it felt real, right? And then it just didn't work out. The other one was there, and then I had two girlfriends, and that it didn't work. In the end, it didn't work, and now I'm here, right? But the beauty of all this is that in the end, I have myself, right? I have the knowledge, both spiritually and financially. I have the knowledge, right? I can do it all again. I can make all this money again. I have the knowledge of making more money. That's not a problem. The problem is location. The location of where I'm making this money. Where am I going to be? The days I want to just walk out and have fun, right? Not the place where it's raining all the time. I don't want that. I don't want it rain all the time. But in the summer, I want to enjoy my summers. I want to enjoy my winters somewhere where it's warm or warmer and still be able to go outside and enjoy myself. So where I'm at in life right now is like I need to figure out what I really want. And I want to make sure all my facets are, I want to make sure that these two homes I have are actually mine in 5 to 30 years, right? Whatever. The 5 year plan is not going to work for this house. It's going to have to be extended. I thought it was, but I didn't pull the money out because I didn't trade the owner Bitcoin for the house, which he was okay, but the wife was reluctant, right? And I totally get it because the price dropped 30% right after that. So I don't blame them. Good decision on their part, right? But for me, I could have made a better plan. I could have, should have, would have done whatever. Could have communicated better. But it's not my communication skills that were affected. It's the others not communicating with me. Why do I have to be the best communicator? That doesn't make sense. Like, I need to communicate. Yes, I'll communicate everything. I don't feel like this. I don't like that. I don't this. We should do this. These are things we need to work on. I can communicate all this and that all day, every day. It takes the other person to communicate back to me, to tell me how they really feel, how they feel complacent, how they're depressed, how they feel disconnected. I can't drag that out of people. That's the problem people have. They put it on me to say I'm not the one that communicated these things correctly. I am not perfect by any stretch. I know how to talk to people, but at the same time, I don't. Like, I miss a lot of those, like, little nuances and those times I could have said something because I'm super hyper focused on a lot of bigger picture things, right? I'm on the rocket ship. I'm putting fuel in the rocket ship. I'm building the engine of this rocket ship. I need help from others. They're actually able there to help me become the best version of me. But I need to be the best version of me and help myself. I can't expect other people to help me. But like is it a lot to ask for my partner to just support me? Just support me, right? Like, do I have to fucking tell them, like, just support me? Like, I get it. We lose track, lose focus. It's just like that next person that comes in my life, I'm going to have to work at really, really hard at communicating with them because I need some water. Give me a second. I just feel like that communication is disconnected because I need to better my communication. That's the thing is, why is it the guy has to be the one that communicates the most? I mean, yes, there's women that do, but in my life, and maybe because I look this way or I'm this way or that way or whatever it is, my communication skills has to be the best, right? Has to be conveyed, has to be like perfect. And I don't understand how people can be like that. How can they could be like such a dick or such a one-sided aspect when it's like we're trying to build something more than ourselves. Like, build the core relationship. I thought we had that. I thought we had this. If I'd known there was dysfunction in many ways, which I did to an extent, but at the same time, it's like, I guess I'm steering the ship. That's the thing. I'm steering the ship. Sometimes I want to be the deck mate. Sometimes I want to, like, sleep. You know what I mean? Like, metaphorically speaking, obviously, a lot of this aspect. But it's like, what does that mean in the end? Like, who are, who's that person that's just, like, matches me? Or even someone I can look up to? Like, I've never had that. I've never been with someone where I could look up to them. I mean, girls are usually, they want, either mutual or up. And they like to have better, right? Women like to have better of themselves, right? I think all people want. Guys just want love, right? But why can't I see and have that type of person? And maybe it's just me just picking the wrong people, right? And then finding love in all these ways, or just people brought into my life. It's not just like, oh, I found this person in a way. Like, the one last girl that I was dating, I met her in a different way, but she was young. Her career was not the career. It was very conflicting in my life, and I don't want to go through all the details of that. But basically, it had to do with it just had to deal with other people in a way that I'm not okay with, and you guys can take that wherever way you want, but it's just the lack of respect, not to say for herself, but the lack of respect people had for her. I just feel like it just channeled through the relationship. It could never be more because of the what industry she's in. It's fucked. It is fucked. I would never want anyone to be in that industry, and I sure in the hell don't want to be around that. Like, I loved the girl. I really cared for her. I tried. I told her countless times for months, like, we need to figure this out. We need to figure something out where it's gonna better us, right? And she didn't listen. Girls don't. They're just like, oh yeah, you know. And then the shit hits the fan. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I can't just you crying and being sad all day, sitting in your bed, and I'm like on my computer in the dark and all this and that. And I'm not getting shit done, dude. I am sad and disrupted and dysfunctional because of the others around me. And that's my fault because I'm very empathetic. You know, I have an empath mindset. And I want to be close to others and love them and try for them as much as possible. But my energy is being zapped. I had to start, you know, not being around it so much. And then when I realized I don't want to be around so much, I felt better, right? I felt better. I felt like the value I was bringing back to myself because she wasn't bringing value to me. She wasn't. She brought value in a way that was like someone was there, right? She was pretty. She was cool. But she wasn't cool in my spirit, right? She was not cool to my spirit. And that's what matters. My spirit was being disrupted. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of these fucking energy zappers and takers that are, you know, constantly just absorbing me, right? If it's my dogs, if it's the people, you know, like all of it. I love my dogs, but like even right now, the fireworks are going, my dogs are scared. They're like, you know, it's like I lived in Washington. It's fireworks fucking forever, right? My dogs never had problems, but these other dogs are little like whiners. They're scared, and I'm like, bro, it's lame. Like I'm lame. Not only everything's lamed out, but like I have to pick up the puzzle pieces that have been disrupted by others, brought to me, and now I'm the one that has to pick up and put the puzzle pieces back. And nobody's there to help me. I don't ask for help. And maybe that's the problem is I don't ask for help. Like maybe I should ask for help for more often. And not because I feel vulnerable. It's because I can do it on my own. I can do pretty much everything on my own. I've done my own shit since I was basically 4 years old. Literally. Like, yeah, I mean, food on the table, like to an extent, yeah, my parents would give me some food. Not all the time though. I actually had to go out and get my own food, right? Pretty much most of my life, right? It was difficult. I had a difficult life. Parents weren't there. Mom's from a different country. Didn't show us love most of our lives. My dad didn't he showed us love in a different way. You know, he'd take us places sometimes. I've never been to a movie with my parents. Never once. Never been to an amusement park with my parents. I've never done anything super entertaining outside of just like fishing with my dad or hunting or camping. Maybe we went camping. I think so. But like outdoors shit, yeah, I love it. I'm an outdoors person. I lived in the mountains. I cut trees and shit. You know, fucking saw. You know, fucking cut wood all night. Can't come inside the house till you fucking cut a bunch of wood, kind of shit. Like, yeah, I lived in the woods, and I'm a wood. You know, like you can say I look a certain way where I can live out. I can live in a bomb shelter in the box. You know what I mean, literally. You know, I don't need much. But when it comes to all this shit, it's like it was given to me because of the manifestation of my success, right? My fucking Pokemon cards, Game Boy shit, fucking big ass TVs, 2 houses, but none of it matters, right? this is just shit. I don't want all this shit. I want to just sell it and fucking live my life, bro. Like, I wish I could. I wish I could just walk away from all this. It's really sad to think that I've thought about what my life is if I didn't have it. That's fucked up, dude. I literally thought about. I never thought about that since I was a kid, because as a kid, I didn't know where the fuck. Even at 8 years old, 7 years old, or whatever, I remember I felt so disconnected. It was probably the most disconnected feeling I had since I was then. Even when I was by myself, homeless, I wasn't even that disconnected. I was just like, I was lonely, but like, it was the most like disconnected feeling. It was very similar to that, and that was like last month. That was last month. I was like, the fuck? What am I doing in my life? Like, why am I here? What the fuck? Like, I did all this shit to accomplish everything. I was successful. I had these girls and these families, supposedly. None of it matters anymore. None of them are around anymore. It's like, what the fuck was the point? Like, really, what was the point of these people in my life? Like, there's no reason. Like, I love who I am. Ultimately, I love who I am. I can never take that away. But that was a really low moment for me. And to say that is kind of fucking crazy. Like, not that I'm going to go take my life, but like, the thought of me not living was almost acceptable, right? Because I'm like, what the fuck do I need to be here? I'm taking care of all this shit. I did all these things for everybody, and in the end, I'm by myself. Like, what the fuck, dude? Why do I deserve this? Because I did this to myself. That's really what it is. I did this to myself. I could blame my parents for not loving me. I could blame my past to say that, maybe I could have focused on other things to be more successful. I could have stopped not dated. I could have not lived certain places or had certain people in my life. But in the end, is me. I am my own destiny. I make my own decisions, right? There's no higher power. I'm not going to say religion or anything. I'm not going to go there. But there's no person that's dictating my life in that sense, And maybe if I did have a spiritual awakening or was more religious or whatever it is, it could be better for me. But that's the journey and the success of life, is that I don't necessarily need to have all that to really be, happy. Like, when it comes to like finances. Dogs, back up. Like, seriously. Oh my god. Go lay down. Go. Ay, jeez. You just like, the fireworks shake them up for hours. I'm like, dude, just pause. Like, I love you guys, but like, no, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Come on. Jeez. God, these dogs, I swear, like. No, go. I can't even just love on them because they're like trying to crawl under me and shit. Like, dude, please, just stay back. I love you. Like, these guys stress me out too. It's like so much going on. Like, I can't just like live my life and be like clear, And like, I took on these why I have 4 dogs. Someone left 2 of them behind. The third one couldn't take care of because he couldn't live here anymore, right? The only actual dog I have is 1 dog. I only actually had 1 dog. And then have all these people, these dogs. Now I feel like I'm complaining, But like, it's just so much, dude. Like, so much. Like, it's crazy how much I've endured in the last 5 years. Just the last 5 years. Like, literally, like, the end of 2017, I could have had a reawakening, right? I could have had a reawakening. My sister was living with me then, actually, ironically, 5 years ago. I was ending the relationship with Rachel. I guess I mentioned that. I love her, and but she's a difficult person. I had to cut her off, unfortunately. She's cut me off for a long time, and this time it was my choice. And I had a chance to really try all over again, right? But instead, I was lonely, right? And kind of catfished somebody, you know, like, hey, I have all this going on, and then they showed up and it wasn't like that. So I took on a lot more responsibility there, and that was my fault. And then I took on more responsibility, brought her family. And that's the thing is they try to manipulate the household and be like this, and they were trying to cut me out of the picture for their future. Was not even including me in their future. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you here? Why are you around? If you're only giving a fuck about you guys, your circle, while I'm like here trying to create the fucking world for all of us. I'm literally trying to build a life for all of us, which I ended up doing. I accomplished everything. I bought houses. I did all that. But then they're all gone. Everybody's gone. And can I say I'm sad that they're gone? I'm not. I'm happy they're gone. I'm happy everybody's gone. And I kind of want to keep it like that. My sister was the only person that was like actually pretty decent, to be honest. Like she has her problems, but she's honestly pretty decent. I love my sister. I think, you know, it's gonna be a good time for us to connect. And I really don't want to like change that and jeopardize, you know, bring people around that are not gonna be helpful or beneficial for us. And I just want to have a simple life with my sister and my niece. You know, just take care of my family, you know. And that's all I ever want. I just want to take care of my family. If it's my girls, you know, if it's their mom or whatever, their brothers or whoever's in our circle, they're included. That's just how I go. That's how I do it. I include everybody. Because why not? But that's the thing. I can't help everybody. I gotta stop that fucking mindset. I gotta focus on what's best for me and my family. And that's what I gotta do. That's what everybody's mindset. And that's fucked. That's not how I roll. I want to bring everybody with me. I'm like a fucking entourage, man. I come up, you come up, right? But had you come up to get to that point, you have to give me love in a way that's like support me, right? Not fight against the grain. Oh, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna happen. Crypto's not gonna do good. You're wasting your time. Literally fighting against me, saying shit's not gonna work out for multiple years. And I'm the one that has my own fucking house. 2. Technically 3. But probably going to be 2. So, you know, that's some bullshit. And that's the fucked up part. In the end, these people are not around. And I want to wrap this up. I don't know who's listening, who's going to listen. It really doesn't matter. I just need to record this. And I appreciate anyone that does listen. There was a moment where I was a little like upset with my dogs. They're fine. They're just kind of wimpy and whiny. These 2 dogs are not even my dogs technically. They're my ex's dogs. They're wimpy dogs. My dogs aren't wimpy. They have a really good like head. My one dog, he is not wimpy. I mean, he was my dog. I fucking yeah. I was mean to him, you know, verbally, because I was just like growing up, you know. He was my dog. I'm really sweet to these dogs now, though, or have been. I've always been sweet to these dogs, but I was, you know, I was going through some shit, and Max, he's been my fucking ride or die. He's been my ride or die, you know. I fucking love that guy. I love him so much. Like Papa's the best. Papa best. Here, I'll show you. See, he's my little Papa. He's a little Papa. See. Papa. Little baby. Oh, little Papa. Little baby. Oh, Papa. So, yeah, that's my little Papa. But anyways, I just wanted to get shit off my chest. I feel like I needed to record it live. I love to do this shit where I'm just like live and uncut and just I just need to do this more often. That's why I wanted to create this channel. Is I had a channel called Dustin's Life, and I was able to like talk about my real life. You know, like that's the thing is I'm not like I need to talk about crypto shit all the time. It was like that. I was hyper focused. I did that with computers. I thought that's who I am. I'm going to talk about computers forever. None of that mattered, right? Nobody gives a fuck about an i7 4000 processor with whatever 820 GT NVIDIA with fucking 8 gigs of RAM and terabyte SSD or 15.4 screen, 1920 by 1080 resolution with a fucking 10 key or some bullshit with a DVD drive, Blu-ray, whatever burner. Bullshit. None of that mattered, right? None of it mattered. Like now it's gonna matter a little bit because I'm gonna start doing that shit again. But like, it didn't matter when it came to like connecting with people. I didn't know how to talk to people like because I was so hyper focused on that, so hyper focused, like crazy hyper focused. I did that with crypto, every day, live, breathe, crypto. Right? I did that for 6 years. Right? I don't need to talk about it all the time. It's fun. It's interesting. It's great. But that's not who I am. I'm a individual. I'm a person. I have so much going on in my brain. I'm just like fucking trapped. I'm fucking trapped. I don't need a counselor to tell me, are you okay? Is this, and that? Some people need it. Okay, that's fine. I just go on live and talk to myself on this microphone to whoever's listening. And that's all I care. That's all I care. That's why I do the rap shit. I'm like, I'm going to go rap for an hour or whatever, you know. But even then, I don't do that enough for me to feel like I'm actually making an impact on the value of my rap. It's just kind of random as shit. And I'm not even, you know, like I'm not inspired. When I'm inspired, I think then it's like, it's okay. It's not that, it's okay music, you know. I just want to talk and speak my mind. And in the platform I had before, same YouTube, but I didn't have my own channel where it was just like, this is about my life. I need to focus about why am I here? Why did I get to this point? What did I do? What was that turning point? That turning point was me focusing on others. Always trying to help others, right? Always. Always trying to explain to them. Always trying to convey, communicate. Are they doing that to me? Are they conveying and communicating with me as much as possible? No. They're giving up on me because they are like, well, he's not talking to me. Maybe there's a problem. How about ask me? Talk to me. Like, level with me. Like, why did I do all these things for you to get here? And you think I'm just giving up on you? No, I'm just done with the bullshit. Done with the bullshit and these games and this like treating me like I was your past relationships. I'm not those people. You're not those people. Why do I need to treat you like them? I'm not treating you because my parents didn't fucking love me. I'm treating you because I love you specifically. Like, I'm not holding the past against anybody. Like, anytime that happens and they point it out, which some people have, they've bettered my position in my mindset, in my fucking psyche, because they say, hey, you can't say, you can't hold your parents, you know, you can't hold against your parents your whole life. You can't say, this is how I am because your parents. I get it. I can't. I can't blame my parents for my dysfunction later in life because I need to fix it myself. Okay? I need to break the cycle. I need to break the cycle of how my parents treated me for those after me, like children or nieces and nephews or my sister, my brother, whoever. Treat them with respect and treat them with love. The love that we didn't get as children, right? And that's all I want. I just want to be able to know that what I'm creating and what I'm manifesting in my life is going to be passed down, right? If it's my houses, if it's my love, if it's something I build, something I create, I want to give that to somebody else. I don't have children, and at this stage, it's like, do I want to be 50-something with kids? I really don't. I really don't want 50-something. I should have kids about 30 years old, right? I think it's 10 years too late for me, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm 35. I have a lot of shit I've accomplished. There's a lot more to accomplish, but there's still like, what if, why, and where? Where am I? You know? So I guess the moral of the story here to me is just if it doesn't, not that's the fucked up part. If it doesn't benefit me, because that's fucked up. But that's how people are. And but that's not. It's like I don't just do everything to benefit me. Obviously, there's a beneficial aspect of things like love life. With love life, I have sex more often. Um, I have that connection or whatever. But like, is it worth the sex without the connection? It's not. It really isn't. Like in the end, how I feel about just having sex, even just like local girls and meeting up with them and just like one time or two times or whatever, or a couple weeks or months, it just it's just not worth it. I just don't value it anymore. I don't value just hooking up with random people. I don't. It's not fun. It's very short term. I still feel lonely. I still feel like I don't have a friend. That's all I want. I want friends that possibly could be more, right? Um, but it doesn't matter. Like I just want people in my circle. I want good people. And like I'm starting to figure out where they're at, right? In this last 2 years, yes, last year actually, I think last year or two, I've started seeing that more. I started seeing these people. They do exist, dude. They do exist, but they're not in the everyday world. Like maybe music people, but like local people and music people, they're still working. So their brain is still at somewhere else. I like freedom. I like freedom mindset. I have a freedom mindset. I'm not a rat racer. I'm not a Pandora's box. I'm outside that box. I'm outside of the rat race. I have for a very long time. I'm a free fucking thinker, dude. That's why I'm so much different than everybody. So much different. It's fucking crazy how much different I am. And I just never got all that love and all that energy and attention and validation from my family. None of my siblings did. It's fucked, dude. It's so fucked. Like, but like hearing it from my sister and like it literally solidifies how I am and why I'm the way I am. Like we're fucking rebels, dude. We're fucking first generation United States children, like US kids. Like mom was from somewhere else, my dad was in the military. Like these people are broken. These are fucking broken ass people. Like they did success. Like my mom did success. She's very successful. My dad, I mean, I don't like him. He's not even my dad. Dennis. That's it. Just the people in my life, it's like I just need better people. That's what it really comes down to. And I don't even need more people. I just need to focus on my shit. The more people out of my life, the more money I spend. I need to stop spending money on all these people. It sucks because they're not paying. They're not paying for my shit. No one's going, hey, Dustin, I'm going to take you to dinner for 5 years. I'm going to go buy you all your clothes for 10 years. Let me go pay your fucking bills your whole life. No, like nobody's done that. Like obviously my parents paid for electricity and water. Dad didn't turn on the water turn off, electricity turn off. Kind of bullshit my whole life with his ass. My mom never had problems like that because she focused on making money. And that's what I need to do. I need to focus on making money, man. The love is one thing, and I want that. But like without like my finances and my infrastructure and my soul spiritually, like above all of that, I can't have it anymore, man. And that's the biggest thing is I just can't fucking have it. People just don't appreciate me the way I want to be appreciated. And maybe I didn't vocalize that enough. Like, but it's like, well, I just say, oh, I want you to fucking appreciate me and all this and that. Like, I feel it's too cocky, dude. Like, there's a balance, but then it's like, I don't want to become passive. And for those people who are me not telling them, like, I want this shit, X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm supposed to have expectations. I don't want expectations for people. That's fuck. I'm just tired of this fucking confinement of what people were like. You have to create all these fucking boundaries and shit. Like, yes, I need to create boundaries, right? But there's some things that are just like support me, fucking be there for me, right? I'm not going to be this totem for everyone all the time. Like, it's what I said when I was younger, when I was 18. It's hard for you to take care of others if you can't stand tall. You have to be a totem, right? You have to be a totem. You have to be the one that stands tall. And that's understandable. But as I got older, sometimes it's nice for others to be a totem too. I can't be the only totem, right? I can't be the fucking mecca for everybody. Like, you need to create meccas for yourself. I give you this platform. I give you this foundation. I give you all these fucking merits. Run with it. Don't fucking take advantage of it in a negative way. That's the problem people have. They take advantage in a negative way. There's a positive way to take advantage, right? Utilize what's being offered to you. Build from there the foundation. And then those people that gave you that fucking success, show them love, man. You don't have to give me anything. Show me love. Show me that you fucking appreciate me. And that's where I'm at with people. If they don't appreciate me, they're fucking out. They're fucking out. That's it. And I don't know what that looks like. Most of these people are gone anyways. There's one person in particular that's in my life. If they don't show me that appreciation and love and energy, I can't do it, bro. I just can't. I can't fucking hold on for people for dear life. I've literally for 5 fucking years, let's see, 4 years. 4 years have proven that it's not just whatever the fuck they think it is. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the fuck they think. I'm pushing away whatever, giving them shit. No, time is important, but you know what? Who's going to pay for this shit? I can't be free all the time. Just because I'm physically here doesn't mean I have the time. I'm doing other shit. That's what people don't fucking get in their head. If I'm working, I'm working. Even if I'm physically here at home, just because I work remotely, that doesn't mean I'm available, right? And I'm supposed to make these schedules. I say, hey, I'm going to be available in like 3 hours. You're going to be available? If you're not, you're not. That's how my fucking schedule works. Like, it's not always like 24/7, and some days I can just take time off. But why am I taking time off if it's not impactful time? What the fuck are we gonna do? Like, come up with fucking syllabus, bruh. Like, anyways, I'm complaining now. Anyways, long story short, I need to create better boundaries, healthy habits, and focus on making that money, bro. Making that fucking money. Anyways, well, you guys have a great day, evening, and afternoon. And I love you guys. I appreciate it for anyone that's watching this. And always take time for your people, but also advocate for better, bro. Like, advocate for better standards. That's the thing. Advocate for better and grow your fucking people, like, together with you, right? And don't let them fucking slack. Because while I'm building the fucking rocket ship, they don't need to fucking lay in bed, right?